Today, we meet someone who made a retro fan game so good, Sega asked him to be the lead developer on Sonic Mania. Oh, but I am running a bit late to meet him. I know. I'll go fast. Hi, Christian. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Just let me get my breath back. And what did you tell me about what it's like being lead developer on Sonic Mania?
So, I mean, I originally was a massive Sonic fan back when I was a little boy, Mega Drive era. At the time, I wanted to learn how to make games, and so I was basically combined the two and started making my own Sonic games. Years later, mobile games started coming out, and then I started to think, I know how to make Sonic games. Why don't I approach Sega and make games on mobile? Maybe spent about a year convincing them that they should let me do their Sonic stuff. And then eventually they were like, yeah, why not?
What's your job day to day as lead developer of a Sonic game?
The main thing is I developed all the engine and tools to run the game on. I also oversee how our level designers and artists kind of work with the tools to implement all the various stage design, the enemies and gimmicks.
And this new game is very much in the style of the old games. Tell me, why are you doing it in this older style?
Just looking at the Sonic community, there was a big section of people that liked the original Mega Drive Sonic games, and they'd love to have a game that takes those gameplay mechanics and brings it onto modern systems. We basically went through all the original games and kind of got a sense of what style they had for their level design, because each game was sort of different in terms of how they progressed. Sonic 1, the first zone was quite fast, but then a lot of their other zones were kind of very methodical platforming. And you can see how by Sonic and Knuckles, they'd sort of evolved to emphasize building of tension with some platforming, but then a lot of high-speed sections to kind of give you the exhilaration of going around loops and corkscrews. And so we wanted to recapture that, but the mantra for Mania was also to kind of turn expectations on its head.
Tell us about when you were pitching this game and what that was like.
We presented, initially it was a smaller prototype of what would become Sonic Mania. And the head of Sonic team, Izuka-san, was there, and we played through the first zone, which would eventually become Studiopolis in Sonic Mania. They started writing on the whiteboard a whole bunch of levels, and oh, we'd love to see these revisited in a larger game than we initially pitched. And so we were like, right, we better get to work.
What is it about Sonic that people love so much?
I think the characters themselves are very endearing and very expressive. So as a kid, it's very easy to gravitate towards that because Sonic is fun to watch. When I was playing, even just losing rings, even when I was getting hurt, it looked fun because rings were flying out everywhere. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, this is cool.
As a big Sonic fan, it's great to hear someone so passionate about Sonic because, the series has struggled a bit since those early great days. Are you nervous?
I just want to make a fun game. So if people have fun with Sonic, that's all that matters. And I think they will because we had a lot of fun making it. And I think that sort of energy has made it into the game.
Serious question, do you think Sonic can go too fast?
Well, in Sonic 3, there was a line in the manual where it said, don't fall into Robotnik's traps. And an interesting bit of developer trivia is that was actually because Sonic could literally go too fast, and in some cases in the game, go through the geometry in the stage. And so they had to tell people, don't go too fast because Sonic will run through the stage, literally run through a wall.
That's amazing. It was such a pleasure talking with a fellow Sonic fan today, Christian, but I'm running late for studio.
You better go fast.
Oh, you're right. I went too fast. Oh. I'm just gonna go slow. Ah. Ah.